So the big question is this: how do I get in the best shape possible in the least amount of time without turning my life completely upside down in the process? That is the question, and this podcast is my journey to help 10,000 plus people achieve their health and performance goals to make training worth it again. My name is Jeremy Whiteford, and welcome to the Worth It Athlete Podcast. All right, guys, happy Sunday. I am actually sitting at my house right now doing a little reading, and this is the topic I want to do, a little Sunday study for you, talking about shoulder pain and how to get rid of it. So I have, over the time, I've had a few shoulder issues, not being able to go overhead, and a lot of it's come from a lot of throwing in baseball, and then also not take care of my shoulders very much. So I always hated doing mobility. I always hated doing corrective exercises. I've never liked doing PT stuff, but that has come to bite me in the rear end over a course of time. But I had figured out, on top of that, I did tear, like I said in that beginning episode, I did tear my rotator cuff prior to joining the Navy, and I never ended up getting it fixed. So what I'm gonna talk about today is talking about how, one, I have no more shoulder pain. I haven't for a long time, and my shoulders are stronger than they've ever been. But kind of how I got there, and the two best pieces of thing that I've ever found in order to get there. Now, the first one, and you'll understand where I'm going here with this, with the study that I'm doing. But the first thing that I've used, and I swear by it, like beyond anything, like if you need a piece of equipment for your garage gym or a piece of equipment that you want your gym to get the Bamboo bar. Okay, the Band Bell. I got the Earthquake bar. And it is fantastic, from causing all the stabilizer muscles in your shoulder to wake up, turn on, get stronger, both for overhead pressing and for, bench pressing. Those are the main two things that I use it for. But when my shoulders were, in general, the very beginning, really screwed up, I had poor overhead range of motion, poor overhead strength. I bought this Bamboo bar just to, everybody I heard that used it has loved it. And I just started using it for like 3 months. Anytime I had pressing inside of a workout, I would use a Bamboo bar. And I started light. I would go a little bit more volume than what was necessarily inside of the workout. But no matter what, if there's a push-up, I did the Bamboo bench. If there was a push press, I used the Bamboo bar for shoulder presses. If there's a carry, something overhead with a carry, I would carry the Bamboo bar. Anything that I could do to utilize that Bamboo bar, I would use, and it has literally been the best thing ever. So anytime a client has something where they're like, man, my shoulders have been bothering me, I immediately put them on the Bamboo bar, and just over time will help, like I said, build up the stability around the entire shoulder. So that is what I originally started doing. And then I've started including this over the last since pre-quarantine and probably before. I had heard from a study that if you hang from a pull-up bar for 30 seconds, 3 times a week or 3 times a day or whatever, it'll help reshape the shoulder. Well, I ended up getting this book. It's called Shoulder Pain, The Solution and Prevention. It's the 5th edition by Dr. John Kirsch, Kirsch. And it talks about, it's an older book. By older, I mean like 2012, getting closer to, he's revised it, 5 times. But older book. And basically it talks about the need to hang from the pull-up bar. So like apes and, monkeys, they're consistently hanging from a pull-up bar. We have the same shoulder mechanics as they do. Obviously, they have much stronger shoulders. They're just, your strength to weight ratio is much stronger. Obviously, they're different species than us. But anyways, still continue to hang from the bar and building up the shoulder strength and mobility. And basically what he is saying is, and I'm going to read right from this book right here, the first and by far the most important exercise that will relieve shoulder pain by reshaping the bone and ligaments that pinch the rotator cuff is hanging from an overhead bar. This is the only shoulder exercise that will effectively stretch, bend, and reshape the CA arch to provide more room for the rotator cuff. If you already know that you have a tear of your rotator cuff from an MRI study or some other test, the hanging exercise will not worsen the tear. While hanging, the rotator cuff is relaxed and far behind the offending CA arch. I'm going to skip down a little bit. The hanging exercise is done over a 10 to 15 minute period, during which you hang for 10 to 30 second intervals using both hands as tolerated, applying full or partial weight. The only body part which should be active are the hands for gripping the bar. The hands must be in a position for the palms facing forward, not in the chin-up position. So basically what it's saying is a relaxed dead hang position is going to help reshape your shoulder, strengthen the ligaments, strengthen the muscles around it, and get rid of your shoulder impingement and pain. And so I'm not a big fan of just hanging out for, literally, no pun intended, hanging out doing one thing for 10 to 15 minute periods. So in my programming, one thing you'll see I'll do is I will do these dailies at the end of every workout, and a majority of the time, or a lot of times inside of workouts, especially with upper body pressing days, I will have a 10 minutes hang from the bar. Now, every time you drop, do 30 tricep extensions. Every time you drop, you have to hold a 30-second plank. Every time you drop, hold a handstand position. Every time you drop, do a single arm farmer's carry all the way to the end of 50 feet and back. So it's a way to spice it up, include some active recovery and rest, but hit it from many different areas. And I have been seeing even further developments in my shoulder, but also my ability to hang from the bar, creating some endurance, hanging from the bar has been fantastic. And why do you need that? You need that, one, for any type of long endurance pull-ups. So anytime you have a lot of high volume pull-ups going on, you need to be able to hang from the bar. But the biggest and by far, best thing that I have seen, the result is just increasing that overhead range of motion. So being able to get a bar over my head much easier and in the right positions has even more noticeably increased than when I was just using the bamboo bar. So now it's a mixture of both. So say in pressing, you have the bamboo bar, and then as a finisher, you hang from the bar, or even as a warm up, hang from the bar, do some push-ups, hang from the bar, do some air squats, hang from the bar, do some double unders, and do for 10 to 20, 30 seconds at a time, and then do a max hang right at the end. You can even it talks about in this book how getting straps will actually help increase the amount of time you can hang when you can't do it with just your pure grip, just increasing that time under tension there. But also the need for, like I read right from the book, like doing partial weight hangs. So put your feet on the floor and just gradually take more and more weight off of your feet so that you can do partial or reduced weight hanging, so you can improve. So say you can't get overhead at all and you're like, I can't do this even a little bit. He does talk about in this book as well that there is going to be some pain in the beginning if you're coming back from an injury of some sort, but it's okay. So I found that very interesting. So it'd be a great book for you to read, check out. If you have some shoulder pain and stiffness, obviously always consult a physician and doctor before doing any type of physical exercise or whatever. But so just some different things. The subject healed 35 years of shoulder pain in 2 weeks with the partial weight hanging exercise. There's all kinds of these different what are they called? Testimonials in here of people of all ages and problems healing a shoulder pain from building up the strength in the ligaments, tendons, rotator cuff, but also getting the bones in the shoulder, the scapula, the CA arch, and the rotator cuff, everything getting stretched and reshaped so that you have more range of motion overhead. So if you're looking to fix your shoulders, give that book a read. You could also give that a try. You can give, just hanging from a bar, hanging from something overhead, a try, partial weight or a full weight hang, and watch your shoulder. And obviously, if it doesn't work the first day, that doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means that you need to do something. You need to do something consistently over time. I talk about this all the time. Do it every day for 2 weeks, see what happens. If you have no change, then obviously do something else. If you have change, then fantastic, it worked. But I have noticed fantastic change in it, so I feel like you should give it a try. Check it out. If you know someone that has shoulder pain, send them this podcast to listen to and like and share. So good luck with that, and check out that book.